Hi, I'm Frank, and I'd like to show you my new invention, the extendable level. We call it the stretch level, or the stretch level system, as I'll explain. We have a utility patent we've just acquired for this. We're very proud of that. It's been a long, hard road getting there. Now what the stretch level does for you is it's an extendable level, but it solves the problem that other extendable levels could never solve. When you extend the extendable member, there's no gap between the extension and the main body, meaning that you can draw a line straight all the way across, and when you cross right over here where the two parts meet, there's no deviation. The way we came up with that is this cross section. We have a dovetail, and the two surfaces meet and come up to a nice sharp point, but it's not quite so sharp that it cuts you. You can see I'm rubbing my hand on there quite hard, squeezing that quite hard, and it's not causing any damage to my hand, but it's just sharp enough to where you can get a nice accurate line. Another thing that you'll notice if you've ever used other traditional levels, they all have kind of a pretty hard eased edge. I'm one for accuracy, and sometimes, you know, when you're drawing along that edge, if it's a little rounded, sometimes your pencil can tend to fall in there, and you will lose some accuracy. This is a very precision tool. So this is shorter than 4 feet, and how many times have you been out there with a 4-foot level and that 4-foot level just wouldn't fit into there? This is 41.5 inches, so when extended, 75% of the slidable member is removed and 25% remains. So at 41.5 inches closed, we're at 72.5 inches extended. So now you've got somewhere in the middle there would be the 4-foot level that everyone's used to, a shorter than a 4-foot level, which would be nice in many occasions, and you can extend that all the way out to a 6-foot 1/2 inch actually. So you've got a 6-foot level in there too. You can lock this screw down into any position you want, and you can see it'll stay right there, or by a simple twist it's free again. Slides very nicely. There's really not even any lubrication on there. All the bubbles in the prototype that we've made here are very precision bubbles, purchased in England, actually purchased from the same place that many of the levels you would find on store shelves today. They purchased them from the exact same manufacturer, Level Developments in London. But these are replaceable, so if somewhere along the line you have an accidental break of one of these bubbles, you could easily replace them. They've been precision machined in there, so even when you replace them, they're going to be back to the same accuracy that you began with. Now, this isn't just a extendable level, but it's actually a whole system, in that we felt that, well, it's great that we have that line that we can traverse all the way across, but what if you needed more length? Well, by purchasing 2 levels, now this is just a wooden mock-up. This would be actually made out of a metal in production, but simple slides right on there, and then you could slide another level. So now you could extend it even further and get more length if you needed that. Well, let's say that the instance where you wanted to make a right angle. How many times has a regular traditional carpenter square been not just big enough, and you've had to, you know, make do? Well, you could put 2 levels together and you have an exaggerated framing square. How many times could you use a 6-foot by 6-foot framing square, okay, or anything in between? And the nice thing is the way it's designed is you can have the extendable blade towards the outside or towards the inside of the angle. So it's very versatile. Well, let's say you wanted to work with something other than a right angle. So this is another proposal that I have, is the protractor adjustment, where you could put 2 levels together and find any angle that you want. Either set it to an angle that you wanted, either set it to an angle that would be on the gauge, and then you could draw that angle, Or you could set it up, let's say, to a set of stairs to find out what that angle is. And again, these parts are all interchangeable, where you can go put it on the inside, the outside, and you could, the system's also designed, and the way it's patented, is that there are actually 4 different lengths of the level. As you're well aware, if you go into any hardware store, you're going to see a few different varieties of lengths of levels. And this starts out at a 14-inch level that goes to 24.5 inches. Then the next level would be 24 inches, which goes to 42 inches. That's why we came up with the 41.5. So the 41.5, this length, is what we had the prototype made at, extends to 72.5. And then the 72-inch level, which is a standard length for a level now, a 6-foot level, goes to 10'6". And in that 10'6", you have full reference. Let's say you had a 10-foot wall you wanted to plumb. Well, you could plumb that entire 10-foot wall and know if there were any deviations, any obstructions, or any imperfections in the wall, if that was important to you. As well as you could use it as a tool for laying out a sidewalk, carpenters, as well as brick masons, plumbers, electricians. This really could be used by any trade, all the way down to interior decorators for wallpaper hangers. You had a very expensive wallpaper that you wanted to hang, and you wanted that to be done accurately and professionally. Well, this is the tool that's going to save you a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of material. So inevitably, it's going to pay for itself in a very short amount of time. I think that you could probably think of yourself already by now a lot of different uses for this tool. Thank you for taking the time to let me show it to you. Again, my name is Frank, and this is the stretch level.